friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video I thought I'd show you my next inspiration and how you can recreate it. So as always, I was scrolling through Pinterest and I came upon this sort of crop sweater thing, and I've never made one, so I want to make one for myself. And I already have in my head the one I'm envisioning. I'm gonna try and do a little sketch just so you can see it as well. And I'm also going to show you how you can do it in any size you want, no matter what body you have, what size, anything. You just have to measure from shoulder to shoulder and you can make the sweater in any size. So yeah, I'm gonna show you how you can recreate it, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so to start this top, we'll be using cotton yarn from Crochet. It is my favorite one. I will link it in the description, and my 4.5mm hook. So before you start, it is very important that you have a measurement, and that is from one end of your shoulder to the other one. That is going to be the amount of chains you need, or the length. And for myself, I already did that, so I know the number of chains I need to make. This pattern is going to be a multiple of 2s plus 3, and so for myself I'm going to do 88 plus 3. And first thing is to do your slip knot. And insert your hook and just start making the amount of chains you need. Important that you know that measurement first. That way you can make this top in any size you want. So I completed the chains that I needed, and now I'm gonna start my double crochets, and I'm gonna skip 5 chains. That counts as a double crochet and as a chain. So yarn over and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that one, insert your hook, grab your yarn and go through, yarn over, go through 2 loops, and again yarn over and go through 2 loops. Chain 1, skip 1 down here and do another double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 and do another double crochet. So that's basically it. You're gonna keep doing this until you finish the whole chain. Once you get to the other side, you're just gonna chain 4. That counts as a double crochet and 1 chain, and just start making the same thing, double crochets with 1 chain in between, and you're gonna start on this one. So easy as that. Keep doing that until you get to the other side. Once you get to the other side, on that chain 4, you're gonna yarn over and do a double crochet on that 3rd chain. And that's it for the pattern. So again, you're gonna chain 4 to start the next round. That counts as a double and 1 chain. And you're gonna do the same thing on the other side, double crochet on that 3rd chain. And you're gonna keep doing this row after row until it covers half of your chest or your bust. And yeah, and I'll see you when I am going to make the neckline. Okay, so I have finished all the rows that I wanted for my panel, and right now I have some stitch markers right here that determine where my neckline starts. And how you determine that is by folding this panel in half and put a stitch marker right here. Then you go and look yourself in the mirror and just put it right below your neck, and then you're gonna mark where your neck starts. This is not exactly the measurement of my neck, obviously this is too small, but remember that this neckline, this hole that's gonna be where your head goes in, is gonna go wide. So don't do the exact measurement of your neck, otherwise it's gonna be too big. So I put it right here, and I know where I have to stop. So I'm gonna start my row normally, and then I'll see you right here. Okay, I have reached here, and right now I have 2 stitches left. That is the chain 1 and 1 double crochet right here. And what I'm gonna do is wherever I have 2 stitches left on every other row, I'm just gonna reduce it or turn it into 1. So here I'm just gonna take the stitch marker off, and I'm not gonna do that chain, so just 1 double crochet right there, and that's gonna start reducing and going this way. Now chain 3, that counts as a double crochet, and for this row, no reducing or anything, just normal row. And since this counts as a double crochet, just do another one right next to it, no chain or anything. Here's the chain, so do a chain and double crochet, and yeah, complete the row normally. Then you're gonna do your 4 chains here and come back, and then you're gonna reduce again. So I'll see you back here. So I'm back here, and I did my 1 chain to match the one below, and right now I have 2 stitches left, the double crochet and the 3 chains. So what I'm gonna do is just do 1 double crochet there and ignore the chains, so that way I am reducing. Now chain 3, 4, because there's a chain right there. So I'm gonna turn around, and as you can see, the neckline is forming. It's going this way, and I'm gonna do this for another row because I want only 4 rows right here. That's enough for me. And then I'm going to attach my yarn here and do the same thing. So I'm gonna show you that later. And right now I'm just gonna finish this row normally because I'm only reducing every other round, and I'm gonna cut my yarn right there. Once you're here, I'm just gonna chain 1 and cut off my yarn, and that's it. So to attach it to the other side, I'm just gonna put it on that 3rd chain right there and take the same yarn, go through and chain 4, just like the beginning of every round, and just start making my pattern normally. And now I'm just gonna insert my hook underneath the tail just so I can hide it at the same time, grab my yarn and do my double crochet, chain 1, and that's it. So I'm just gonna do my rows normally, and just like I showed you on the other side, reducing every other round until I have 4 in total. So this is what I ended up with, and it's looking good. Obviously I have to make 2 of this, one for the front and another for the back, but for now I'm gonna show you how I'm going to make the sleeves. And this is almost the same thing as the main panels, and what I mean by that is you just need to measure your arm and maybe leave 2 or 3 inches of chain. For example, imagine this is the chain, you're gonna wrap it around your arm and then maybe leave 2 or 3 inches of chain. That way it's not too fitted but not too big either, because then I'm gonna show you how you're gonna make it bigger. So right now I'm just gonna do my slip knot and start making some chains until I have that measurement. And again, it's multiples of 2 plus 3. So I did my chains and I ended up with 64 plus 3, and yeah, I'm just gonna yarn over and start on the 5th chain just like the panels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and just do the pattern normally. So you're gonna continue doing the row after row until it reaches your elbow, okay? And you're gonna start measuring that, putting your panel, your sleeve panel, like 2 inches off your shoulder, not on top of it, maybe 2 inches, because remember the panel, it goes a little bit over your shoulder. So this would be the shoulder, and maybe it's gonna go like this. So you're gonna put the panel on top of your upper arm, maybe 2 inches off your shoulder. So I'm gonna do this off camera because it's the same thing as the panel, and I'll meet you when I have that measurement I just mentioned. So I finished all the rows that I wanted. I ended up with 22 rows until it reached my elbow, and now I'm going to make the row where it's going to increase, and it's just this row. After this one, you just do your pattern normally. So I did my 4 chains, and I'm gonna turn around, and on that first double crochet that you need to use, instead of just doing 1, you're gonna do 2. Do 1 right there, chain 1, and another 1 in that same stitch, chain 1, and on the next one you're just gonna make 1. So you're gonna make 2 double crochets on every other stitch with 1 chain in between. Simple as that. Chain 1, on the next one 1 double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet in that same stitch, chain 1, and 1 on the next, and so on until you reach the other side. Simple as that. I got to the other side, and this is how it's looking. So pretty easy to just increase your sleeve, and now it is a bell sleeve. So yeah, and this I can wrap around my upper arm, and I have still maybe 2 inches left. So that's why I was saying do not do it too big, because later we are increasing it. And if you yourself like a huge sleeve, you can do 2 double crochets on each stitch, and they'll have a really big sleeve. But for myself, I'm just gonna do 2 double crochets every other stitch, and we'll have a nice bell sleeve. So for now, I'm just gonna chain 4 to start my next round, or my next row I should say, and just continue doing row after row, normally not increasing or anything until it reaches right around here. Again, you're gonna rest your panel 2 inches off your shoulder, and then you're gonna know when you should stop. I did a few here just so you can see how it looks. Just do your pattern normally, no increasing or anything, just your double crochets with 1 chain in between. So I finished all the rows that I wanted. I ended up making 17 more rows, and yeah, I'm just gonna do my final detail for the sleeve. So I just chain 1, and I'm turning around, and this is gonna be a scallop detail. But first, to set the foundation, I'm gonna do a single crochet row all the way to the other side. So I'm just gonna single crochet on every stitch I see and chain 1 space. Once you get to the other side, you're just gonna chain 1, turn around, single crochet in that first stitch you see, and now you're gonna do some double crochets and skipping at the same time. So you're gonna skip the next 2, and on the third you're gonna make 5 double crochets. Okay, and now you're gonna do a single crochet on the third. So 1, 2, and 3. And that's it. So again, you're gonna skip 2, and on the third you're gonna do the same thing, 5 double crochets, and again skip 2, and on the third do a single crochet to anchor it down. And yeah, that's basically it for this detail, and obviously do that until you get to the other side. I'm on the other side, and I ended up with 4 single crochets in my case. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put together those last 2 single crochets just so I can end like I started the row with 1 single crochet, and that's it. So just chain 1, and then I can cut off my yarn. Okay, so easy as that. We are done with the sleeve. So now I'm gonna show you how you're gonna do the little flower details. So for the little flowers, I'm gonna be using super fine yarn. I just got this at my local craft store. This is the original tag, and yeah, just this pink one, nothing particular, I just like this color. And yeah, I'm just gonna start with a magic ring. I'm gonna leave a long tail. You're gonna see why at the end. And so I'm gonna start my magic ring like this, chain 1, and take off my finger, and I'm gonna do 6 single crochets inside that ring. So I'm gonna keep this tail on the left, and I'm gonna insert my hook inside that ring, grab my yarn over, and go through the 2 loops on the hook. So easy as that. You're gonna make a total of 6. Once you have them, you're gonna pull on the tail to close the center, and you're gonna find that first single crochet you did, insert your hook, grab your yarn, go through, and do a slip stitch. Easy as that. You're gonna chain 3, and if I'm not mistaken, this is called the picot stitch. I haven't done it in a long time. I'm just gonna chain 3 and slip stitch on that first chain I did. Insert your hook, grab your yarn, and go through the loop on your hook, and then slip stitch on the next stitch you see. Chain 3 and do the same thing again. Slip stitch on that first chain you did, and slip stitch on the next stitch to anchor it down. So easy as that. You're going to do this 6 times until you have 6 petals. Once you have the 6 petals you need, you're going to slip stitch one last time, chain 1, and you can cut off your yarn. Remember, leave a long tail, maybe 4 or 5 inches, and just pull it up, and that's it. Pretty simple, just a tiny flower to sew onto your top. So I have my sleeve panel right here, and I did quite a few flowers off camera, and I'm just gonna map them out where I want it. There's no exact science to it. I just know that I am putting them wherever I like, and the tails on the middle are facing down, and the correct size of the panel is facing me. So this is the wrong side, or for me what I have chosen to be the wrong side is the back of these half circles, and I want to hide those tails behind. So yeah, just gonna put it randomly wherever I want, and once I know where I'm gonna put them, I'm just gonna start with that first one in the corner, and I'm gonna grab my needle and the tail that's on the edge. And I'm no expert at sewing, I just know that I want to attach each petal onto the panel just so it doesn't flap around or anything. So I'm just gonna go inside that little crochet right there, and I'm gonna go in and out. There's no exact science to it, I just know that I want to attach it. So I'm gonna go back through here and onto a petal just right next to where the tail ended, and go back down through another part of the double crochet. And I'm thinking of doing 3 petals with this tail and the other 3 with the other one. That way it's extra secure. So I attached 3 petals, I just let go of that tail, and I'm gonna grab the other one and do the same thing. I'm gonna attach it first to the panel and then go back up through the petal. And go back down again. And that's it. I did my 3 petals with the other tail, and I'm just gonna go let go of that tail, and I'm gonna do just a simple knot right here in the back. And I'm thinking of extra secure in that, so I'm gonna maybe hide it within the flower. That way you're not seeing it in the panel. So I'm going to go through the flower onto the other side and go back down, and that's it. I'm gonna cut it right there. And that's it. And there I have my first flower put in. I know this can be tedious. I am like this. I always like to come out with the project that requires most tedious work and then complain about it, but I know it's gonna be worth it. So I'm gonna keep attaching all of these tails right here, and I'll see you when I have to attach all of the sweater. And obviously you have to do the main panels as well, or if you wanna just do it in the sleeve, that's up to you. I'm gonna do it all over. Okay, so I finished putting all of my little flowers on all of my panels. If you're wondering, I ended up putting 13 flowers on the main panels, and on the sleeves I put 24. So that's it. I'm just gonna show you now how you're gonna put it together. So right sides looking at each other. Okay, and we can start on this side, and I'm just gonna insert my hook on that last stitch I see. And bring in my yarn. By the way, this would be the shoulder part. Chain one. And a clever thing to do is to hold your tails in the back, and once you do a single crochet on that same stitch, you can hide them at the same time. So whenever you go inside the stitch or chain one space, go underneath the tails, grab your yarn, go through and do your single crochet. Easy as that. Obviously keep doing this until you have put both of the panels together and you have reached here. Once you get here, you're just gonna chain one and cut off your yarn. And that's it. So that's how it's looking on this side, and this is how it looks on the right side. So obviously do the same thing on the other side. Attach your yarn and do single crochets to put the two sides together, and then I'll meet you here. So once you put the two shoulder parts together and your main panels are as one, you're gonna put the sleeves. So to do that, you're gonna put it sideways, and here I have one of the sleeves, and I'm gonna fold it in half just so I know where is my middle. I'm gonna mark it right here, and I'm gonna take wrong side facing me, and I'm gonna make sure that that middle right there is on my shoulder seam. So, and that's it. And to make sure that you have the same amount of rows on each side, I'm gonna count them and make sure that I have the same amount on the other side, and then put another stitch marker right there just so I know when to stop. But yeah, that's basically it. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did here. I'm gonna put it together like this and start making single crochets along the edge. Okay, so this is how it's looking once you finish the seam, and obviously at the end, like always, just chain one and cut off your yarn. And yeah, I ended up making or putting the panel on 16 rows on each side, just in case you're wondering. And the next part and final part of putting the sweater together, you're gonna fold the sweater over itself, wrong side facing you. And you're gonna do the same type of seam along the edge of the sleeve until you finish here on the cropped part of the sweater, the bottom. So again, same thing, just insert your hook on the corner right there and on the other side and attach your yarn and just do single crochets. And I'll see you on the other side. I have completed all of my seams and I turn it right side out, and that is how it's looking. I have to stretch it out a little bit, but yeah, that's basically it for putting your sweater together. Now I'm gonna add a little detail here on the collar. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but I think it adds a little something. Just gonna insert my hook right there, and I will do a single crochet row all the way around. So I just chain one, and in that same space, single crochet. So that's it, pretty simple. Just single crochet wherever you see a space. If it's too big, then put two there. But yeah, just gonna do it all the way around and slip stitch once I get here. And I'm thinking of doing the same thing on the bottom, and that way I can hide my tails at the same time, and also with the tails here in the collar. So I'm at the bottom here, and I'm just gonna slip stitch on that first single crochet here and chain one, and I can finally cut off my yarn. I will hide this later with a needle. But yeah, that's basically the little detail that adds to the bottom and also the collar. It's not much of a difference, but I like it. I think it adds a little something. So yeah, once you hide your tails with a needle, that's basically it for this sweater. So here she is. I think it turned out so cute. These bell sleeves, I love them. I think they add such a beautiful touch to any top. And like I said, you can make this in any size you want. It was so easy to make. I think I made it in like 4 days. The only tedious part was, like I said, the flowers and then sewing them in, but that's about it. This top was so easy to make and it's really pretty. You can wear it anywhere you want. So if you think you'll keep enjoying my content, like always, don't forget to turn on those notifications, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.